my perspective on the
Real
two,
plant.
and how do synthetics affect the plant?
Yes.
How do synthetics affect the industry?
Yeah.
So I've been very black and white on one side of the fence from day one. The synthetics are the enemy. Period.
They don't
Right?
affect you the same. You can absolutely feel
Well,
it.
Isn't that what is like turning a lot of people off from like
Yeah.
CBD?
Well, let's
and
talk
everything?
about that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's simple, you know. These are plants. We've been growing them for tens of thousands of years, literally. I mean, thousands of years anyways, for sure, right? And so we all have all these plants, and it's like when we want to legalize these plants, no one wanted to legalize these plants so some guy could go sit in the corner and for pennies on the dollar synthesize one thing and go sell it to everybody. So when you do that, you remove the farmer from the supply chain, and all of a sudden it's no longer an agricultural commodity, right? So start there. After that, it's like, why would you ever need to create Delta-8 or Delta-10 or Delta-12 or HHC or HHCO or HHCP or THCO or THCP, or why synthesize 11-hydroxy? Like, why would you do any of this? And like, the reality is, in the beginning, the reason you would do it is because you were going to penetrate a political loophole and sell a THC product that couldn't be regulated, and that's what happened with Delta-8, and that's a legitimate reason. And if I was a business that was millions of dollars exposed, which were a lot of people were after 2019, it makes sense to want to sell that product to get your money back. But like, ultimately, is that what's good for the industry, and is that what's good for people? And the answer is no, of course not.
Right.
Delta-8, okay, if you're here to just get high, Delta-8's 50%. Okay, great. Delta-10, Delta-12, I don't think they're as strong as THC. Then you go to HHC. HHC is 3 times stronger than Delta-9. Then you get to THCP, and it's like 20 times stronger than Delta-9. So when you have an unregulated market with irresponsible management of these things, you have people making things with gummies with 20 milligrams of HHC and THCP. And then you have a random 27-year-old woman that walks into a store and buys what she thinks is a 20 milligram gummy, and it ends up hitting her like a 400 milligram gummy. And things are not positive after that. And so it's really not, they're the enemy. And what we're experiencing right now in politics is the negative repercussions of those type people that do that. And now what are they doing? They're trying to ban everything, trying to take it all away. So it's like,
of course you're going to have a bad experience when you're using synthetic.
You know, if people could be in a position where they were willing to negate profits momentarily for the betterment and security of their long haul industry, this would not be an issue. But that is not the way it is out there.
It's like the people who are out here looking for the short-term gains, they kind of like tainted the industry in a way.
100%.
Like that,
and they're going to sit there and tell you all day right now how they're not wrong and all the things.
Right.
But then you've already touched on this, like the consumer and like the consumer education is how really all of this is going to get spread, you know? And like, if a consumer has no idea that Delta-8, Delta-9, and all those other, you know, like items you listed are like actually in some ways like negatively affecting their experience and, you know, their like mindset around consuming the plant, it's like, well, then why would I go try something that is actually beneficial for me, because I already had this one bad experience.
Yeah, if you have a bad experience, why would you go back?
Exactly.
And how can we expect a person, any average person, or a politician for that matter, to be an organic chemist overnight? Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So that's where you have common sense regulation, but it's like, this is Texas. Like, you know, you don't want to over-regulate. We're big on liberty, which is freedom, and it's like, we don't really need everybody to tell us what to do. In fact, if you just do what you do and we do what we do and we don't bother each other, that's the Texas way. But you know, we have to look out for the good of people, and we need sustainability for the progression of cannabis as a whole. And Texas is winning in that, in the hemp space, and right now we are under fire because of folks that, you know, whether they meant to or not, it is what it is, and that's just the way it is.